The fourth dimension of the 21st Century Competencies Planning Guide is use of technology for learning. In order for this to happen with 21st century learning, students are using technology for learning when they directly complete all or part of an activity using technology and control the technology themselves. We live in a highly connected world with unprecedented access to digital information. Connectivity has become ubiquitous, meaning almost any piece of human knowledge is accessible from anywhere at any time. The ability to thrive amid these changes, and especially to use technology strategically, capably, and creatively, is a critical 21st century competency in a global knowledge-based economy. Technology refers to any available digital tool, including hardware, software, and online tools and apps. Technology of some kind is available in almost every classroom. The present reality, however, is that this technology is usually controlled by the teacher, not by students, and most commonly is used for presenting and consuming information, not as a tool for constructing knowledge or designing knowledge-based products. Additionally, when technology is used in instruction, it is most frequently something students learn about rather than with or through. In other words, in traditional instruction, technology is viewed as content rather than a learning tool. To realize the potential of technology in the classroom, it is important to distinguish between learning to use technology and using technology for learning. Learning to type, learning how to use a particular computer program, and learning how to perform a detailed Google search are not uses of technology for learning. On the other hand, students using a computer simulation to explore how stars are formed or creating a video public service announcement are using technology for learning. Technology is a powerful tool for promoting and supporting all 21st century competencies, including all of the 6 dimensions in the planning guide. Without question, the most important thing to remember about using technology for learning is that technology itself must be in the hands of the students. Other considerations when using technology for learning include the following. Learning to use technology is not a goal of the use of technology for learning. Whenever possible, consider allowing students to select technologies they use to complete tasks. Using technology in the classroom should not be more work for the teacher. It should empower students to work as hard as or harder than the teacher. Allow students a wide selection of technologies without the teacher being the expert on every technology. And lastly, consider allowing students to help each other when they get stuck with a particular technology-related task. Have them figure it out on their own. As we move to the first level of the elevator, students use technology during the activity. When students are using technology during the learning activity, they are using the technology directly to complete all or part of the activity. Students must have control of the technology themselves. If teachers are using technology to present materials to students, this does not count as student use. As we go up in the elevator to level 2, technology supports students' knowledge construction. Students are constructing knowledge when they apply critical thinking to go beyond knowledge reproduction by generating ideas and understandings that are new to them. Technology supports knowledge construction when students use technology directly for the knowledge construction portion of a learning activity. For instance, by using a computer to analyze scientific information, or students use technology to complete a step of an activity then use information from that step in the knowledge construction portion of the learning activity. For instance, students might conduct an online survey, then analyze the responses offline. Here are some key considerations with this Level 2 competency. Learning to use technology does not qualify as knowledge construction. The knowledge construction supported by technology must be about the learning goals of the activity. For example, students may learn to use PowerPoint as they create a presentation, but it is essential that the use of PowerPoint helped students construct knowledge through interpretation, analysis, synthesis, or evaluation. Students who evaluate the credibility of internet resources in the context of learning goals are constructing knowledge supported by technology. A quick reminder, knowledge construction requires students to generate ideas that involve interpretation, analysis, synthesis, or evaluation. Let's take a look at this learning activity if student use of technology supports knowledge construction. Students search the internet for several YouTube videos showing different ways to solve a mathematical problem, then write a description of each method. Even though students are collecting information of different methods to solve a mathematical problem, they are only describing information they have collected. Therefore, this is a no example. Compare it to this learning activity. Students search the internet for several YouTube videos showing different ways to solve a mathematical problem, then write a paper comparing and contrasting the merits of each method. There is a huge difference. Students are using technology to collect information and are evaluating the information by constructing a judgment of its relative merits. They have to look at all the different methods of solving a mathematical problem and then have to evaluate the effectiveness of each of the videos. Pause the video to see more yes/no examples for this competency level in the guide. The next level on the use of technology for learning dimension is technology is required for constructing this knowledge. Technology is required for constructing knowledge when the technology allows students to undertake knowledge construction activities that would be impossible or impractical without the use of technology. Some things to consider are, if students can achieve an activity's learning goals without using technology, technology is not required for constructing knowledge. And secondly, educators should avoid establishing artificial requirements that students use technology when other means are available for constructing knowledge. In the many cases where knowledge can be constructed without technology, students might be given the option to use technology. Let's take a look at this learning activity to see if technology is required for constructing knowledge. Students read the local newspaper online to research a current event and prepare a paper analyzing 3 stories they find. This is a no example. Students are using technology, but could construct this knowledge by obtaining a copy of the local print newspaper. Compare it to this example, and you will see why. Students find online articles about a current event from 3 different countries and prepare a paper analyzing how the perspectives are similar and different. This is a yes example. Students could not reasonably obtain current perspectives on a current event from 3 different countries without using online sources. Therefore, technology is required for knowledge construction. Pause the video to see more yes/no examples for this competency level in the guide. Our last competency on the elevator dimension of use of technology for learning is students are designers of a technology product. Students are designers of a technology product when they use technology to create products that others can use. This product lasts beyond the learning activity and can be used or enjoyed by an outside audience. Some things to consider are: when creating technology products that are useful to others, students must consider an authentic audience. For instance, the likely listeners to a podcast. Ideally, although this is often difficult, the learning activity would include opportunities for students to foster actual use of their product among the intended audience. Please note, to qualify as students being designers of a technology product, the activity must also meet the requirements for technology being required for constructing knowledge. This is evident throughout the 21st Century Competencies Guide to include the lower levels to reach the higher levels of competencies. To put this into perspective, let's take a look at this learning activity to see if students are designers of a technology product. Students use the internet to research local food producers and write a report of their findings to submit to the teacher. This sounds like a great activity because they are creating a technology product, but not one that others can use. This makes this learning activity a no example. What about this one? Students use the internet to research local food producers and create a website intended to help families in their community make local choices when purchasing their food. This is definitely a yes example. Students are creating a technology product with a specific audience in mind, as they publish a website to inform people about where to purchase food in local establishments in a community. Pause the video to see more yes-no examples for this competency level in the guide. Technology is now ubiquitous in our society. Using technology in day-to-day activities is no longer optional for most of us. As a powerful tool for constructing knowledge and innovating to solve real-world problems, technology deserves a prominent place in K-12 instructional settings. Helping students to thrive in our technology-rich society requires us as educators to model effective uses of technology, relinquish control of this important tool to our students, and recognize that, whether we like it or not, we are living in a world in which technology enables connections among people that students deserve to experience.